Hello, my beautiful sisters, and welcome to today's special Women's of International Day reading. My readings are not gender specific ever, but beings, this is a day for women and to really celebrate the determination, the power, the perseverance, right? The resilience of women. I felt so strongly today to do this reading. So masculines, some of you might not find much resonation with this message, but maybe there is a strong woman in your life that you feel needs to hear this message today. So let's start first. I have some sage and I just wanted to take that. Let's clear our space. So let's start by taking nice big deep breaths, putting your feet flat on the floor and pulling that energy of Mother Earth right up through your feet and all the way through. One more nice big deep breath, guys. All right, let's get this out here. Last week when I was doing, we did some outdoor Reiki with the horses, and I guess I didn't put my sage out well enough because the wind just blew it and the entire whole long piece of grass and sage. Oh my goodness, this is not wanting to go out. Anyway, okay. Please go out. I'm going to smoke out my entire space here. Okay, beautiful. All right. Okay, so let's get into this. So what we are looking at today, the reading that I really felt empowered to do, we're going to use two different decks. So we're going to have, we're going to use the Light Seers, and this is going to reflect our action steps, okay? The action steps in which we are taking. We're going to use the Wild Unknown for the reflection, so the inner work. And then we're going to use the Good Tarot here. And what we are going to look at, we're going to look at our voice, our spirituality, our emotions, and then the tangible change within our space, okay? All right, so let's get into this. If this is your first time here, thanks so much for being here. If you are returning, again, you know how much I appreciate each and every one of you. All of your likes and your shares. Every time I get a new subscriber, my heart just bursts with joy. So I can't thank you guys enough for being here. All right, so this is for the ladies. What do we got for the ladies of International Women's Day Spirit? Let's talk to this beautiful divine feminine energy. Last shuffle here. The energy of the voice, Spirit. Thank you. Wow. Transformation. Beautiful. Wow. Energy of the spirituality, Spirit. Thank you. Thank you. King of Fire, King of Wands. Absolutely beautiful. Energy of the emotion, Spirit. Thank you. Wow. Okay. Holy smokes. Okay. That was a lot. I don't... Oh my goodness. And we have some over here. Ah! All right. Holy crap. Okay. Well, that was quite a bit. So we had the King of Cups, we have the 10 of Wands, we have the 8 of Wands, we have the King of Swords, we have the 7 of Wands, and we have the Strength. Okay, so beautifully enough already, we have 3 kings out. You know, this is a reading here embracing this divine feminine energy, and we have 3 masculine energies out on the surface already. And you know why I think that's so important? Because I do feel that as this divine feminine energy really begins to grow into her new kind of purpose and her new kind of light, we are taking on where before I feel the divine feminine energy would have been very quiet, very humble, very meek. You know, that's how we have been for lifetimes upon lifetimes, you know, taught to be shushed, taught to be kind of in the back. And here I just feel like there's such a collective shift within our universe now that is very much showing the divine feminine how she can be divine and yet masculine all within her own, you know? I love it. All right, so last one here though. Let's see what the tangible change is here. What is the tangible change? The energy here for the tangible change. Thank you. Isn't that interesting that the emotions threw out 6 cards and every other one? Look at that. The Emperor, another masculine card. Holy. We have the 5 of Wands on the bottom and the 4 of Cups with the Empress. There's that divine feminine energy on behind. You know, this underlying energy here overall, we're talking about the leveling up here, you know, where the divine feminine is looking to create beyond the opportunities that have been spilt in the past. You know, the divine feminine energy here is very much doing this challenging growth with inside of self. The Five of Wands is not easy growth, guys, okay? And growth is sometimes very challenging. It's not the most prettiest thing when it starts, okay? It can be very tiresome. It can look very daunting before you, you know, and sometimes this growth to look past opportunities that got spilt, to really find the opportunity that Spirit has aligned you to. That is a very tough, that's what we're talking about here. The energy of the Empress here, this is the energy of the divine feminine. And here this energy is about manifesting and co-creating, bringing to life what is that sparks you, you know. I talk often about how we must find our purpose. And sometimes I think we get so hung up thinking that I don't know what my purpose is, you know. But that purpose is always to just find the reflection of self. Find the inner truth. You know, that is our purpose. You know, no matter, we can do so many great things. There's so many vehicles, you know, throughout our lives that bring us and connect us to purpose, you know, growing financial abundance, growing businesses, growing families, whatever that may be, whatever that looks like in your road. There's certain vehicles of things that we can use to get to our purpose. But ultimately that purpose within inside of self is just to find the happiness, the contentment, the wholeness, the truth, right? What actually makes you tick? What actually alights the soul of you, right? Beautiful energy here. Wow. All right, so let's get talking. So let us see. So this energy of the voice, I loved it because it was the death and rebirth. And you know, the death and rebirth is such a powerful, powerful kind of card because in this deck, it's called transformation, and that is what it is. In order to go forward, we have to release the ways of the past. We have to release ourselves from the past. We have to transform into new beings. And I don't know if you can see here that beautiful butterfly that's almost on fire. It's like coming to life in sparks and flames, right? And when we're talking about our voice here, I feel like this is where, you know, the energy of really embracing how we are going to show up to voice, our voice, right? It's that transformation from the way we used to be to the way we are going forward. You know, authenticity has a lot to do with that. All right, so we're going to use the light seers here, and we are going to, this is the action, okay? So we're going to look at the action here. I'm feeling like it's really the action here required, you know, required for this transformation. Yeah, look at that, the Fool taking the leap of faith. You know, this is about a new spiritual endeavor to find self, right? To find purpose, to find that authenticity. Because if we're transforming our voice, if we're transforming how we are going to, you know, celebrate ourselves, speak up for ourselves, you know, it begins with this leap of faith, because the energy of the Fool is a leap into self. It's leaning into the divine. It's leaning into the higher, you know, and going beyond, starting a new journey, starting the self-discovery, right? Wow. Okay. So we have pretty explosive cards today. Wow. We have the Devil and the Four of Wands, you know, and this is the energy where our happiness is shadowed by low vibration energy. And the devil is all sorts of things, guys. It can be addictions, okay? It can be substance abuse. It can be toxic relationships, whether that's romantic, platonic, work-related, whatever the heck it is, right? But it's chains, it's limitations, it's structures put on us by society, by family, by ill-intentioned friends or associates, right? In which are just dampening and restricting the inner light, restricting the celebration and the joy that is meant for us to enjoy within life. You know, and when we're speaking our voice, this is about speaking that authenticity, you know, speaking up for self within moments where your happiness is being blanketed by low vibration energy. We have the Wheel, the Ten of Wands, and the Three of Pentacles, you know, and this is where times are changing, things are shifting. New beginnings are happening. And in order for us to embrace the change to go forward here, it's about releasing burdens. Acknowledging that cycles of the past, if you want them to end, you must close them out. You must walk away from them. Release what isn't going to serve you going forward, and allow the universe, allow spirit, allow the Lord to bring into existence what is going to serve you. You know, open self to that. Three of Pentacles behind that, because here you are building structures. You are removing yourself from low vibration, toxic structures with this Devil energy, cutting the ties, right? Structures that aren't going to serve you, chains and limitations set on you by others that were just meant to destroy you and limit you and keep you stuck. You are overcoming that, right? You're taking this leap of faith. You're transforming that energy within inside of self to release yourself from those chains of the past, to build new, healthy, positive structures with people that are going to support your spiritual growth, that are going to support your authenticity, that are going to support your voice. Okay? This is about building structures that are going to serve you. Now let's see what the energy of the reflection is here. The energy of reflection here for the transformation within the divine feminine voice. What is the energy of the reflection here for the transformation within the divine voice, the divine feminine voice? The energy here of the reflection. Thank you. Nine of Pentacles, yes. Knowing your own worth, knowing your own abundance, right? Knowing your own strength, and also being accountable, you know, being accountable for your energy. The Eight of Cups and the King of Pentacles. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I guess, who's ever watching this, that's four kings. All four kings are out here, and the Emperor. We have the Nine of Pentacles, we have the Eight of Cups, we have the King of Pentacles, and we have the Queen of Swords. You know, and this energy of this reflection here is about being aware of your own space, being accountable for your own energy, acknowledging the low vibrations, acknowledging the changes that need to be put into place, acknowledging the transformation that you must actually apply to see change and freedom within your life, to see forward movement. The Nine of Pentacles is about feeling wholesome and abundant within your own space and within your own energy. And in order for that to be something in which you can express within your voice, one must be accountable for the things that they must let go, right? For the action steps that they must take with the King of Pentacles. You know, the Eight of Cups here is about broken cups. We have all gone through heartache, and and that heartache is going to look different. It is going to wear different cloaks, you know, and we must not think, oh, well, somebody else's journey is greater than mine, so mine's not. No, that's, you know, or like we must appreciate our own journeys for what they are. They were challenging to each one of us on our own. And no matter what those energies were, broken cups are broken cups. Okay? Smashed cups are smashed cups. And this energy here is just about the emotional baggage and burdens that you have carried. And it's time to release them. You know, it's time to acknowledge that certain broken cups are just, that is the way that they are meant to be. There is healing that can still come from that. But in order to find that healing, you must first walk away from the things that aren't going to serve you. And the King of Pentacles energy is about being determined and dedicated to and persevering that path to authenticity, that path to truth, that path to abundance. You know, this is about, the King of Pentacles is that energy of action that shows up to make sure that you are actually taking the steps that are going to walk you in the direction in which you want to go. Queen of Swords behind that, because here's that divine feminine clarity. Here's that inner guidance, that inner knowing, that inner truth. You know, and the Queen of Swords is so precise. She is so knowledgeable. She is mind-based, she is high-thinking, and she is clear in where she is going to go. Things that aren't going to serve her just aren't welcome in her space. Okay? And this is that energy in which we must, when it's talking about reflection, guys, it's talking about walking the path of being accountable for the path that you are going to walk, being very crystal clear on that path that you are going to walk, holding yourself accountable to that higher path that you want to walk. Wow. Okay, let's get a Moonology card as well here for this line of the voice. Don't let your pride get in the way, full moon in Leo, and that's a big one too. We have to be, again, that comes with that accountable energy. And this is not about being ego-led, but soul-led, my friends, right? Your hard work is paying off the new moon in Capricorn. And I love that it's the new moon in Capricorn because Capricorn energy is structures. The Capricorn actually is the devil energy. And it's and that is not talking about like the low vibrations, of course. I'm not saying that about Capricorns, but I'm certainly saying it is definitely talking about the structures. And that, and we can, like, I do feel that is a huge aspect of this. All right. I'm talking up a storm here, guys. I'm getting pasty. All right, so the line of spirituality here is the King of Wands. This is about that action step, so that masculine side within inside ourselves. That's our outward energy. That is our, how we display ourselves. And here when we're talking about spirituality, this is about connecting to something greater than self. Okay, something higher than self. To me, that is the Lord. But I am not here to push my religious beliefs on anyone. We're talking about spirituality. We're talking about connecting to something greater, connecting to something higher, And this is when the King of Wands is out in the line of spirituality. It's about connecting to your purpose, connecting to your light, your authenticity, being steady in who you are and what you love. Okay? Let's see what the action is required of this. What is the action required here? 7 of Wands and the 7 of Swords. Interesting. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. The Knight of Wands and the 2 of Wands. The action here to embrace the spirituality, the 7 of Wands energy, I love the depiction of this card because you can see the haters. You can see these wands down here and they're trying to like get into this girl's space. Right? They're trying to dim her light. They're trying to take her energy. And here she has found that connection to her purpose, to her inner light. She has found that connection to that authenticity within inside of herself. Okay? She has found strength within her faith. And within that faith, she has found strength within her own being. Because within all of us, the Lord's love shines. And when we can find that strength and we can connect to that kind of higher peace, higher light, we are able to block out, we are able to block out the bullshit. We're able to block out the low vibration energy. We're able to actually speak our truth. We're able to actually speak our light, where we have felt past, it's so beautiful because this energy here, this 7 of Swords, I almost feel like it's just that energy of where others have trespassed against us. Where life has maybe even trespassed against your belief and your faith. And here it's the energy that you were never alone, even in the dark times, even in the hard times. That the moonlight, the spirit was always there surrounding you, watched all of the things that happened, and you weren't forsaken here, ever. You went through these hard times, you went through these experiences, because as part of life, unfortunately, free will is a huge aspect of that. And it oftentimes will warp our situations into experiences that are very hard for us to understand. But they will bring this awareness within inside of self. When we connect to that authenticity, when we connect to our spirituality, when we connect to that King of Wands kind of energy, we will find that light within inside of self. We will find that spark within inside of self. We will find the Lord's love, the Lord's light, the reason, our divine purpose, our divine spark. That will be within inside of us, and we will be able to embrace that level of authenticity, acknowledging the change and the roads that are before us and all that we are meant to take here, And I feel like this is this is something that we do often. This is a process that we continue, especially within spirituality, because there's so many things within our lives that will again come up. We will, overcome one thing and then we must overcome the next, and it's about acknowledging that we cannot hold ourselves to an unrealistic idea of perfection. within our spiritual growth. You know, it is always going to be a constant learning and growing kind of energy. It should be, right? All right, let's see what the energy of the reflection is here for this King of Fire in our spirituality. Thank you, Spirit. The Star, the Ace of Wands, and the Daughter of Pentacles. You know, because here, these are our answered prayers. You know, this is that connection to the divine. This is that connection to our authenticity, that connection to our higher purpose, you know? And it's beautiful that it was followed here by the Ace of Wands, because this is that gift and that light, that spark that was given to us, again, by divine purpose, by divine gift, by divine love. You know, aces are gifts from the Lord, or whatever that is in your world. But that is, you know, that is what the energy of the ace is. It's opportunities, it's new beginnings that are gifted to you from the higher. You know, and these are answered prayers. That light within inside of self is an answered prayer. All that you need within life, you can reflect back on and towards that inner light. You know, the Page of Pentacles here, I love this because it's about the new beginnings. It's about the cycles in which you are tangibly creating within your life, you know, and those passion projects, those soul-led ventures, you know, those cycles within love, whatever they may be in your tangible world. Things that, you know, there's always gifts of authenticity, gifts of light, sparks of new energy that are given to you by divine purpose, you know, that spark this true level of authenticity within inside of self. Sorry guys, Oakley's sleeping on the couch right beside us, and I know you can probably hear him snoring. Okay, so let's keep moving right along here. We have the energy of the emotion, and that was a lot because we have the King of Cups. Here, this is that masculine energy. So that is our action steps that we are taking that are required. Kind of. When it's the King of Cups, that's masculine energy. That's action steps that are taken that reflect our emotional state. Okay? In a distorted energy, it can certainly be distorted emotions, but that's obviously not what we're talking about here. We're talking about the action steps that we take here within our lives, that they may reflect our true inner emotions, okay? 10 of Wands, releasing ourselves from the burdens that we have carried, to open ourselves up to new positive change, to new positive opportunities. Again, spiritly, divinely gifted beginnings, right? Opportunities of forward movement. The King of Swords behind that, because here again, more masculine awareness, right? Towards that energy of action. Here is that clarity. Here is that preciseness. Here is that higher thinking to how we connect our action steps to our inner knowing, to our inner divine feminine energy. Here's that 7 of Wands again, guys. The embracing of our own inner light, you know? Let your little light shine, baby, because that is what this energy is, spiritually and emotionally. You know, it is meant for you to shine because you are the one who is gifted that light, that inner strength, that inner bravery. That is yours to embrace. That is yours to develop, to embody, right? Let's see. Let's see action steps here of this emotional energy. The High Priestess, absolutely. Connecting, seeing beyond the veil. Once again, listening to that. Ooh, we're not taking all those. Once again, listening to that divine feminine energy, right? Trusting our intuition. That's that High Priestess energy, right? Trusting our intuition, seeing beyond the veil, seeing all that is, you know, and not just what's right in front of our faces. Strength. Connecting to higher purpose, connecting to divine light. Thank you, Spirit. There's a lot of cups, a lot of opportunities, but this is about taking this action steps here that are going to connect you to opportunities that actually serve your purpose, that actually serve your inner light. Things that your mind and your soul can both get on board with, right? Choosing cups and opportunities and beginnings that you feel inspired from within to embrace. Okay? Let's see what the energy of the reflection is here. Thank you. Emotionally, Two of Cups, there's that High Priestess again, and the Eight of Pentacles. Acknowledging here, especially within this reflection, you know, the Two of Cups is the energy of blending with others. You know, it certainly has romantic tendencies and soulmate qualities for sure, but it is about how we go forward, emotionally blending our true authentic self with others, how we hold ourselves accountable for the energy within inside our own beings, right? How we see and once again connect here to this inner guidance and intuition. Okay? We connect to divine purpose, we connect to divine understanding. Knowing that, okay, certain situations, I mean, not all relationships, not all soul connections are meant to be life, like some are lessons, right? And this to me is just acknowledging, you know, putting in the work, putting in the dedication here to understand and grow your own self-awareness within how you blend your energy emotionally with others, right? How you hold and stand true to your own inner strength and your own inner light within blending your energies with others. It makes you very accountable for who and what you grow within your life, right? The energy here of tangible change, the Emperor, because this is about taking that, you know, it's beyond the kings. The Emperor is the ruler of all, and this is about being the ruler of all. In tangible change here, this is about being the Emperor within your own world. Acknowledging that as a divine feminine energy, you embody that energy of the Empress in which you can manifest and co-create. But here, when you also embody the Empress and the Emperor within oneself, we embody that knowledge and that energy of just being so flippin' wholesome. Like we really do, right? Like it's that energy of you can not only manifest and co-create with divine spirit, but you know your worth, you know that the action steps required of you to co-create and manifest that life you are dreaming of, right? Let's see what the actions here are required. The actions here are required. 10 of Swords, 6 of Swords. Yep. Thank you, Spirit. Magician and the Page of Swords. Isn't it interesting how many swords are in this reading? And you know why? Because it's about higher thinking, guys. It's about holding that energy, holding that kind of clarity, holding that higher level thinking here. We have the 10 of Swords, you know, as far as action here, it's about releasing yourself. Again, cutting out the shit. Walking away from the limitations and the structures and the toxic energy of the past here. Things that have not worked for you, ways that have not worked for you, patterns and cycles that have kept you stuck, small, meek, you know, quiet, whatever that may be. Things that have kept you from embracing your true authenticity. You know, the transformation from where we were in the past to where we are going in the future, that's not easy movement. Transformation is never easy, you know? But it takes faith, it takes dedication, it takes perseverance and resilience to understand that just because the situations and the outer circumstances might be very challenging and trying at times. So far, you have made it through 100% of your worst days, my friend. So don't give up and don't give in, right? Lean into faith. When you are scared and you are tired and you are exhausted and you want to lean away from the higher, this is the energy of leaning in, having the faith, allowing this transformation process just to do what it needs to do, right? So that you may embrace the energy of the Magician. So you may come to understand and know the power in which you possess, the power in which you have to manifest and co-create and design a life that is going to be authentic to you. One that is going to serve that inner light. You know, you have all the tools, you have all the powers that you need within inside you to create and manifest this life in which you want to see. It's about learning the new process here, you know, being open to new information, allowing yourself to continue this journey of self, to continue this growth within inside of self, so that you can come to understand, just acknowledging that, hey, I'm the emperor of my own world. That's not such an easy thing to do. Because in order to do that, we must build that kind of faith within ourselves that we do have the power to become and manifest and co-create and move ourselves in the direction that we want to do. That's not a snap of the fingers kind of thing. This is a process that it takes for you to learn. It's a growing, that's why we call it growth, right? It takes learning. Let's see what the energy of the reflection here is with this Emperor and the tangible change needed. Thank you, Spirit. Wow, we have the King of Swords again. We have the Hierophant. Thank you. Wow, okay. The Ace of Pentacles. Wow, and the Daughter of Swords. Look at that. The Page of Swords finishes that out on both sides. Because this is an observer stage. It is about learning new things, guys. This reflection energy here, King of Swords again, being very crystal clear, on that higher thinking, making, holding yourself accountable here, holding your actions accountable to your higher thinking, okay? To your clear thinking, cutting out what isn't going to work for you, being crystal clear in the life that you are creating, in the life that you are working towards. Connecting yourself to higher purpose, okay? Divine love, divine light. Connecting yourself to this Christ-like being that we were all meant to be, Someone who, yes, makes mistakes, but somebody who holds themselves accountable to the changes that they can make. Spiritually, emotionally, tangibly, Somebody who knows that the key here to life is to just have faith within the higher. Right? And they hold that key. There's new tangible beginnings here. There's new tangible changes, new ways to start life, new ways to go forward here. Again, like this page of the Page of Swords. Learning new cycles, right? Learning new ways. Learning a new beginning. Absolutely beautiful. I was going to pull these Moonology cards the whole way, and I totally forgot. So let's pull a Moonology card here, though, for the spiritual line. Be bold and make the first move. The Cardinal Moon. Oh, my goodness. I just thought of a really cheesy, corny joke. That was told to me yesterday. That's funny. My guides just dropped that into my head. All right, let's get one here for the energy of emotions. You are very close to achieving your goal. And another Moonology card here. Wow, for the tangible change. That came right on out, didn't it? Conclusions are within reach. And what do you need to release? Absolutely. What do you need to release? Okay, well, since this is a Divine Feminine reading, I thought what better way to finish it off than with a She-Who Oracle. So we are going to pull a She-Who for the Divine Feminines here on International Women's Day. Keep in mind, if you do watch this reading at any other time, it is a timeless reading for sure. We are all at different points within our own spiritual journeys. So, yeah, we can't think that we're all at the same place at the same time. So trust that if you find this message at a later date and you find resonation in it, it was meant to find you. All right. So for the Divine Feminines here on International Women's Day, what is the Divine Feminine energy spirit that you are wanting them to embrace? Wanting them to hold. Whoa. I don't even. Okay. All right, so blue came out here. She Who Loved Once. We have She Who Flies, Valeris, Dare Do Reach. And we have She Who Yearns, Desiree, Yearn, Longing, and Pine For. All right, well, I was not planning on reading that many, and I don't think I'm going to, but I'm certainly going to read blue. Blue, She Who Loved Once has a sad demeanor because she is thinking about someone who no longer accepts her love. She wears a golden wreath on her dark hair and clasps flowers to her heart. From her glance, you can see she is feeling lost and alone now. The delicate dogwood flowers are meant to be given to someone special, but Blue hesitates in offering her love again. This card encourages you to explore your own feelings of vulnerability. There is always a risk in revealing your emotions. If you have a secret love, it can be thrilling. It can be a thrilling thing as much as a terrifying one. If you tell them how you feel, how will they respond? Will they appreciate your declaration or will they walk away? The only real way of knowing the answer is to hold your gift. Let this card remind you that you weren't meant to only love once. If you suffer the anguish of rejection, allow yourself time to heal. When you are ready, pick new flowers. Face the world head on so others can find you to offer you their love. Okay, well, the questions to ask yourself are, who are the people I trust to love me? In what ways do I feel vulnerable? And how can I best protect my fragile heart? Valeris. The message of this card is, do not hide from your dreams, seeker. Do give into crazy flights of fancy. Spread your wings as wide as you dare, but also listen to the advice of those who may have dreamed, also flown, and survived the fall. Remember, many great things have come out because of those who dreamed but failed. Your failures propel you forward toward your successes. Now launch yourself, dreamer. Spread your big, wonderful heart so your soul can take flight. Do not fear the fall. Embrace the flight. The questions to ask yourself with that card are, what are my loftiest dreams? What is the worst thing that can happen if I went after my dream? What is the best thing that could happen if I went after my dream? Whoop! And I just threw Desiree to the floor, which I did not mean to do. Hold on. Let me grab her. Desiree, she who yearns, longingly watches the moon rise. She sheds her robes and ribbons, for they are not needed in the coming dark of the night. She will return to her loyal reef, the lair of the sun god Apollo. Her realm is in the mystery of the night. Desiree seeks her divine feminine self in the cycles of the moon. Birds come winging towards her, messengers from the moon carrying the answers she seeks. Desiree teaches us how to fully commit to pursuing our dreams. Rather than hope for something, she has begun the process of making her desires real. The message of this card is to commit fully to your wants, or admit you are simply stuck in the mode of pining for what you cannot reach. Your energy is at stake here. Will you shed yourself of what you do not need in order to gain what it is you really want? Are you unsure of your yearning? Wishful thinking has its place, but now is the moment to drive forward to your goals or set the goal aside. The moon is reachable if you dedicate the resources necessary. And the questions to ask yourself here is, how far away is this thing I long for? Are my goals realistic? Am I giving up much? Am I giving up too much or not enough? What is the balance? Wow. Divine Feminines, that was such a beautiful reading. Thank you for being here. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. My channel is growing, so I appreciate each new thumbs up. Also, if you found resonation within this message, be sure to drop a yellow heart or a sunflower emoji in the comment box. At the end of every month, I do a draw for a pre-personal read, so those comments are all entered as ballots to win that reading. All right, my beautiful friends, take great care of your souls. Bye now.